Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel. On May 20, 1873, San Francisco businessman Levi Strauss and Reno, Nevada, tailor Jacob Davis are given a patent to create work pants reinforced with metal rivets, marking the birth of one of the world's most famous garments, blue jeans. In San Francisco, Strauss established a wholesale dry goods business under his own name and worked as the West Coast representative of his family's firm. His new business imported clothing, fabric and other dry goods to sell in the small stores opening all over California and other western states to supply the rapidly expanding communities of gold miners and other settlers. By 1866, Strauss had moved his company to expanded headquarters and was a well-known businessman and supporter of the Jewish community in San Francisco. Jacob Davis, a tailor in Reno, Nevada, was one of Levi Strauss's regular customers. In 1872, he wrote a letter to Strauss about his method of making work pants with metal rivets on the stress points at the corners of the pockets and the base of the button fly, to make them stronger. As Davis didn't have the money for the necessary paperwork, he suggested that Strauss provide the funds and that the two men get the patent together. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel. Strauss agreed enthusiastically, and the patent for improvement in fastening pocket openings, the innovation that would produce blue jeans as we know them, was granted to both men on May 20, 1873. Strauss brought Davis to San Francisco to oversee the first manufacturing facility for waist overalls, as the original jeans were known. At first they employed seamstresses working out of their homes, but by the 1880s, Strauss had opened his own factory. The famous 501 brand jean, known until 1890 as XX, was soon a bestseller, and the company grew quickly. By the 1920s, Levi's denim waist overalls were the top-selling men's work pant in the United States. As decades passed, the craze only grew, and now blue jeans are worn and beloved by people old, young and everything in between around the world. A significant moment in fashion and American history occurred when Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis were granted a U.S. patent for an innovation that would revolutionize clothing: blue jeans. The patent, numbered 139,121, was for the use of copper rivets to reinforce the points of strain on men's work pants, particularly around pockets and the fly, making them far more durable for laborers and miners during the 19th century American westward expansion. Jacob Davis, a tailor from Reno, Nevada, came up with the idea after repeated requests from customers who needed tougher pants that wouldn't fall apart under heavy use. He began using rivets to strengthen areas that typically tore under stress. Seeing the potential in his invention but lacking the financial means to secure a patent, Davis turned to Levi Strauss, a San Francisco-based dry goods wholesaler from whom he purchased denim fabric. The result was the birth of the first blue jeans, a garment originally designed for practicality and endurance that eventually evolved into a global symbol of style, youth, and rebellion. Made from heavy-duty denim fabric and reinforced with rivets, the original jeans were designed with working-class Americans in mind but have since become a universal wardrobe staple. Today, May 20th is widely recognized as the birthday of blue jeans, marking the beginning of a cultural and fashion phenomenon that continues to this day. The story of blue jeans begins in the heart of America's industrial and mining boom during the 19th century, when tough, reliable clothing was in high demand. Jacob Davis, a tailor living in Reno, Nevada, regularly worked with miners and laborers whose pants often tore from heavy use. Frustrated by the limitations of traditional stitching, Davis devised a clever solution. He began using metal rivets at the points of strain, like pocket corners and the base of the fly, to make trousers more durable. His customers loved the improvement, and word of the reinforced pants quickly spread. However, Davis didn't have the resources to apply for a patent on his own. He decided to reach out to Levi Strauss, a German-born merchant in San Francisco who supplied Davis with the sturdy denim and duck cloth he used to make his pants. Strauss saw the potential in Davis's invention and agreed to fund the patent application. On May 20, 1873, their idea was officially recognized when the U.S. Patent Office granted them patent number 139,121, marking the birth of what would become one of the most iconic garments in the world. What began as rugged workwear for miners and cowboys eventually evolved into a global fashion statement. By the 20th century, Levi's jeans had been adopted by Hollywood cowboys, rebellious teens, and cultural icons. The durability and simplicity of blue jeans made them universally appealing across generations and social classes. From the dusty gold fields of California to the runways of Paris and Milan, jeans have traveled far beyond their humble beginnings. Today, the date May 20th is celebrated as the official birthday of blue jeans, honoring the legacy of two innovators who combined practical necessity with creative ingenuity. Levi Strauss & Company still operates as a global brand, and the riveted denim jean remains a timeless symbol of American resilience, freedom, and self-expression. The success of Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis's riveted pants quickly grew beyond their expectations. After receiving the patent in 1873, they began producing the pants on a larger scale under the newly formed Levi Strauss & Co. At first, the garments were called waist overalls, a common term at the time for work trousers. They were made primarily from duck cloth, a heavy canvas, and later switched to denim, which proved to be more comfortable and durable. The denim was dyed indigo blue, a color chosen not just for style, but because it hid dirt well, making it ideal for laborers. The original jeans had a single back pocket and a leather patch with the iconic image of two horses trying to pull a pair of jeans apart, symbolizing their incredible strength. This patch became a lasting trademark of the Levi's brand. Over time, jeans became more refined, gaining features like belt loops and a double-stitched arcuate design on the back pockets, details that still define them today. During the Great Depression, jeans remained popular among the working class, but it was in the 1940s and 1950s that blue jeans began to make their way into mainstream culture. American GIs wore them off-duty during World War II, spreading their appeal overseas. In the post-war years, young people began to wear jeans not for work, but as a symbol of rebellion, inspired by film stars like James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause and Marlon Brando in The Wild One. What was once practical workwear had transformed into a powerful cultural symbol. By the 1960s and 70s, jeans had been embraced by counterculture movements, worn by hippies, rock stars, and activists. They became a statement of individuality, freedom, and resistance to authority. Today, blue jeans come in countless styles: skinny, flared, distressed, high-waisted, but they all trace their origins back to that patent granted on May 20, 1873. What Jacob Davis and Levi Strauss created wasn't just a pair of pants. It was the foundation of a global fashion revolution that continues to evolve and inspire.